Shaq is now the proud owner of a huge food chain. Stars like Shaq, Robert De Niro, and Bon Jovi all have fame, money, and being in the public eye. But what else do they have in common? It's pretty easy. All of them have chosen to put money into some well-known chain restaurants. There are more than just fast food chains when we say chains. De Niro owns the fancy sushi restaurant Nobu, and Bon Jovi runs a charity in New Jersey that helps people who are hungry or homeless. These famous people have bought restaurant groups all over the country and in other countries. It could be because they love food or because they have big hearts. Kanye West. Before it closed in 1997, Fat Burger was only in Los Angeles, California. Now it has over 200 sites across the country. Even though it's not the most well-known burger business, especially in California, a famous rapper did hear about it. Back in 2007, Kanye West chose to bring his love of Fat Burger food to Chicago, Illinois, where he grew up. The business made a deal with West's company, KW Foods LLC, and the two of them opened 10 Fat Burgers in the Chicago area. They didn't do very well, and as of 2011, nobody knows what West did in the chain. Michael Strahan. The company was started in 1953 as Insta Burger, but it was bought out and changed its name to the now famous Burger King within a year. The company has over 17,796 sites in 100 countries. How come Michael Strahan, a star safety for the New York Giants, couldn't buy some sites, since most of the company's privately owned? The former NFL player owns 18 Burger King restaurants in Norfolk and Richmond, Virginia. Because he wants to create more jobs, most of his sites are in low-income areas. Eminem. In 2021, Eminem started a fast food spaghetti place called Mom's Spaghetti, which was a great name for it. To those who don't know the rapper's work, the restaurant's name comes from one of his most famous lines in the song Lose Yourself. Fans can order from a menu that has spaghetti, meatballs, and a spaghetti burger. The restaurant is in the city of Detroit, Michigan. Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is a professional skateboarder who's going to show off his skills in restaurants in 2022. Hawk wants to open a surf and skate-themed chicken restaurant in Encinitas, California, with Chef Andrew Batchelor. Hawk plans to serve a lot of different kinds of fish, including a lot of raw bar choices, along with chicken burgers. Pharrell Williams. Pharrell Williams and David Grutman worked together to make the Swan and Bar Bevy in Miami's Design District. The menu at this diner and bar focuses on healthy foods. Big names like Gigi Hadid, like the Swan and Bevy Bar, which has a bohemian vibe with a rooftop lounge, soft colors, and a garden outside. Olivia Culpo. Olivia Culpo, her father Peter Culpo, and her cousin Josh Culpo opened a restaurant in North Kingston, Rhode Island in 2017. Both of them grew up there. Back 40 is a red barn and has high-top bar tables. They serve some of the tastiest American comfort food around, like lobster mac and cheese. Fixer Upper. The show, Fixer Upper, stars Chip and Joanna Gaines, have moved on from fixing up homes and are now in the food business. They opened the Silos Baking Company bakery in Waco, Texas, where Chip's famous ham sandwich can be found. They serve Eggs Benedict, the Gaines Brothers burger, and even baked pie for breakfast and lunch. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock owns and runs Walton's Fancy and Staple, a diner that's a mix of a bakery and a regular restaurant. It's in Austin, Texas. Walton's has baked goods and restaurant foods, but their specialty is Southern comfort foods. You can get shrimp and grits, biscuits and gravy, and even honeybee cake if you want something sweet. John Huertas. John Huertas is best known for his role as Kevin on the award-winning TV show This Is Us, but he's also shown that he's skilled in other areas, such as running a restaurant. Clutch is a California Mex Roadhouse bar in Venice, California, just off Highway 1. A lot of car fans go there. Besides beer and wine, Clutch has some of the best grilled food in town. Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus, who plays Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead, chose to open a restaurant in Sonoya, Georgia called Nick and Norman's to honor the town's history. It's easy to see why the restaurant quickly opened a second site in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It serves tasty American food like burgers, barbecue grilled flatbread, peach cobbler, and pot pie. Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon, who won an Academy Award, did something unusual when she opened a ping pong bar in New York City. With ping pong tables all over Spin, it's one of a kind. Even though people come to play, there are burgers and other flatbreads to eat. Sarandon was able to open more venues because it was so popular. She opened them in Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, Toronto, and even Dubai. Ty Burrell. Ty Burrell, who plays Nick on Modern Family, bought a restaurant in Park City, Utah called The Eating Establishment in 2016. A family runs the eatery and serves food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day long. I wanted nothing more than to keep the original name of the restaurant, Burrell said. The name's been there since 1972. Zach Braff. The star of Scrubs, Zach Braff, owns and runs the Mermaid Oyster Bar in New York's Greenwich Village neighborhood. He says he loves food. The eatery, which lives up to its name, serves an amazing variety of oysters, 16 kinds to be accurate, so it makes sense that a lot of famous people like to hang out there. Channing Tatum. To stay true to his bad boy image, Channing Tatum is happy to own the New Orleans bar Saints and Sinners, restaurant and bar with a menu of southern food like fried alligator tail and jambalaya. The decor is based on the city's red light burlesque area. It's the right mix of being good and being bad. Hines Ward. Even though Hines Ward used to play wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he showed that he could do things off the field as well. To honor the NFL team and his number 86, Ward opened a restaurant in Pittsburgh, the place where he played football for years. Everything on Table 86's scratch menu, from the pasta to the burgers, was made from scratch. The diner closed in 2019 because of a disagreement between owners. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling, an actor, opened one of the most beautiful places to go on a date in the hills of Beverly Hills, California. Tagine has a Moroccan theme with floor pillows and lots of lights, and the food is both delicious and interesting. There's a chocolate soup and a North African stew among the meals. Lady Gaga. Even though there are many pizza and pasta places in New York City, Lady Gaga only owns one. This wonderful Italian restaurant, Joanne Trattoria, is on the New York City's Upper West Side. It used to be owned by the singer's parents. She became a part owner of the business in 2010. Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is one of those famous people who always tries something new. Ketchup, Dolce Enoteca, E-Restaurant, and Geisha House are some of the places he's opened. Sadly, all three restaurants have failed and closed since they first opened. Shaquille O'Neal. When it comes to business, Shaq has done well, just like he did in basketball. Shaq owns 155 Five Guys stores, 17 Auntie Annie's pretzel shops, and an Atlanta Krispy Kreme right now. There's no doubt that he knows where the food money is. Drake. Drake fans and people from Canada cheer. The Toronto hometown star has opened a new business called Toronto Pick 6. There's a diner there, even though it sounds like a candy or variety shop. He and Antonio Park opened the diner together. Drew Brees. Fish and chips place, Jimmy John's, is owned by Drew Brees. In 2002, he'll own 25% of the sports bar Walk-Ons, as well as chains of Irish Pub and Dunkin' Donuts. He already owns 15 of them. There's a lot of fish there.